Over the years, I've learned that the best motivation to present an idea is to come with a spirit of giving. It's really funny, you can see this. When someone has something to sell, when they want something from you, they want you to sign up for their Facebook, join their Facebook fan page or become one of their Twitter followers or buy my product or invest in my company, the way they present is about themselves. They're selling all the time, and it's actually off-putting. Unless there are selfishly motivated people in the audience, in which case it's a transaction. It's not actually something inspiring. But when someone shows up with the desire to give, to share an idea, to share a perspective, to share a new product, to share a new way of looking at something, people are much more receptive. Though there may eventually be some sort of reward for the presenter, showing up with the desire to give is actually the best way to achieve that. And the amazing thing is when you show up wanting nothing in return, when you show up to share what you've learned, to share what you know, to present what you've discovered, to share your idea, your perspective, whatever it is, with no desire for anything in return but to share this idea, people become fans, people become curious for more, and that's when the ideas of trust and cooperation start to evolve. So all presenters, regardless of what industry they're in, when you show up with the intention to give, the desire to give, it immediately makes the presentation vastly more effective. Very often people start talking about themselves. They start by offering their credentials. I've got 6 PhDs and I've run 7 Nobel Prizes and I teach at this esteemed university and I work with some of the biggest companies. In other words, they start by presenting their credentials as if to say, I'm qualified to tell you what you're about to hear. I found that that's actually not very helpful. Remember, when you're starting with a notion of giving, you're not going to start talking about yourself. Right? So immediately those who start talking about themselves, it starts to become alienating for the audience. That stuff's important, but not to start a presentation. The other thing that I found is not helpful is to start with facts and figures. In other words, you're going to start by building a rational argument as to why this is important and why you should listen to me to get to this end state. Again, good stuff, better for later. Better, the facts and figures will come inside the jigsaw puzzle. They'll come later. They don't help capture people, their attention. It doesn't help by getting people to lean and say, this will be interesting, right? Because quite frankly, it goes right to the neocortex. It's a thinking thing, and it sort of starts to create, it's not emotional, it doesn't suck people in. So really the best way to get people to pay attention and to set up the scene that you're about to present is to start with some sort of story. Some sort of story that is emblematic of the end result.